Something you had kind of alluded to, the difficulty of getting landlords to participate in, voucher programs. What are some of the things that you have seen in other communities that have worked to incentivize landlords to work with those programs?
I actually think Roanoke might be the example for the other communities rather than the reverse, because the suggestion from Tom at Housing Opportunities Made Equal is that the training that's been done of landlords in the Roanoke area on you can't discriminate against people on the source of income has really worked, because they've come back and tested the landlords here and the property managers are doing it right. And in other parts of the state, either they're not getting the training or maybe they're getting the training and not complying. So that's a real positive, actually, that the training is worked here. I think the training was done by the Roanoke Housing Authority, and so whatever they're doing, maybe we could take that elsewhere. The bigger problem here was the reverse, is that even though the landlords and property managers are very willing to take vouchers, we don't have enough vouchers. There's 4,000 people on a voucher waiting list. And then second, if you have a voucher, you get through the waiting list, you finally get one, there's still people who can't find units, not because the landlords are turning them down, there just is not a sufficient stock. The city folks were talking about there are a lot on the drawing board that could get built, but that's a year, that's 18 months, and people need housing now.
What I've heard from some providers is that another factor with the vouchers is that housing costs are rising more quickly than the voucher compensation is updating. Right? How do we manage that? Because that is something that's happening at the federal level.
Yeah, we ought to take, we're likely to do a housing bill, the 118th Congress, and we ought to take a look at that. I mean, obviously you can't hold that voucher cost constant if everything else is getting more expensive. You will say about the voucher, though, that voucher is really reliable. The landlord might look at somebody with a paycheck, but they can get fired tomorrow. Somebody's with the voucher, that voucher's not going away. It's usually for a set period of time that's pretty significant. So the voucher stability is a plus, even compared to a paycheck, but we would have to look and see whether the costs are rising in such a way that vouchers should be adjusted upward.